Hey Tiki drink and craft cocktail lovers, on today's show we're going to show you how to make your own spiced rum. So this is kind of like the booze cruise where you don't have to leave your couch. But before we get to that, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and hit that notify bell so you're the first to know when we upload new content to this channel. We'll be right back. Hey, did you hit that subscribe button while we were away? We hope you do, because that helps us bring more content to this channel that we hope that you've been enjoying. Our little variety show here today is going to show you how to make your own special spiced rum. Now, spiced rum has been around for many years. The one that really kind of took on the market was the old favorite, Captain Morgan Spiced Rum. And it's hard to believe it's been 40 years since this was introduced in 1984. So it's really not that difficult. So we're going to have to talk a little bit about flavor profiles first. Some people like, you know, the coriander, the cinnamon, the baking spices that you get in a Captain Morgan. But we can't discount the Malibu coconut rum, you know, which has its own flavor profile. And some people make for certain drinks or just for sipping, like a banana flavored rum, like the Tortuga or Blue Chair that's owned by Kenny Chesney. That's more of a banana forward flavor. And if you saw our cocktail where you'll go ape making a velvet gorilla, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about flavor profiles a little more in depth. When rum comes out of the still, it's usually made out of one or two ingredients. One is molasses, and that can be regular molasses or what they call blackstrap molasses to give you a more dark, richer taste. Okay, or out of sugar cane. I mean, yes, you could make it out of just white sugar, but that's more like sugar shine than it is rum. So when rum comes straight out of the still, it's actually clear. So when you see dark rums on the shelf at the store, they've gone through a couple of different processes post-distillation. Now, this is a chunk of a barrel, and you can see on the inside it's been charred. Now, they have what's called a number 3 char that they burn the inside of the barrel, and number 3 is kind of like what they call alligator skin. It's real bumpy, it's charred. Now, that charcoal flavor will actually impart darkness to the rum and also kind of a smoky oak taste into the rum, and you can get some notes of vanilla depending on if it's a vanilla oak barrel. Now, some rum makers do some interesting things. Like, for example, Cayman Spirits down in Georgetown, the Cayman Islands. They take their rum, they put it in barrels in their 7 Fathoms rum. They take it and they actually dump it in the ocean in an undisclosed place, and they leave it down there, and the rocking of the ocean actually helps darken the rum and mellow it out. And then they bring it back up. And that's where the name comes from, 7 fathoms. They actually drop it down 42 feet. But other distilleries do other things. Now, they may age a rum in a traditional barrel, and that will impart that color and flavor. Some distilleries will actually add caramel, or as we say here in the South, caramel, in the mix, and that will give the appearance of a darker rum like a Captain Morgan. But it's actually a little quicker to get it to market. It's not necessarily aged as long, but it could be. All right, now, so if you want to talk about your own special spiced rum, and oh, by the way, I want to thank Jeff Greer up in New York for giving us this idea. Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate all the positive comments you've given us. Anyway, if you want your own special rum, and you can't quite get just that right flavor that you want for something that you want to call your own for your own special tiki bar, today we're going to show you how. Now, we're going to take a little bit of Bacardi rum, which is a fantastic, inexpensive rum, and we're going to go get some ingredients. We're going to start off by, we're going to go pillage the fridge and pillage the pantry, and we're going to get an orange, cinnamon, clove, coriander, and some vanilla extract. So while you go pillage the fridge, now would be a great time for the pirate joke of the day. We'll be right back. Welcome to Pirate Joke of the Day. Why does the pirate only bury his treasure 18 inches deep? Give up, because booty is only shin deep. Back to the show. Hey, I still crack myself up sometimes. At any rate, we're going to just start off with the basics. We're going to, like I mentioned, Bacardi Superior Blanco is a fantastic rum. We're going to just go ahead and just slosh in 2 cups of that. Boy, I can smell that already. It's fantastic and inexpensive. Interesting enough, we took the Bacardi tour in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and they call it the House of Bacardi. And if you ever get to San Juan, that is an absolute must distillery tour. They're sustainable. They have wind turbines that generate electricity for the plant and also neighboring communities. They're a good community neighbor as well, and they do well by doing good. So again, starting off with 2 cups, we're going to go ahead and just pour that into our trusty mason jar. Now, I might be getting ahead of myself here a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about lids. When you're used to seeing Grandma with the old mason jar 2-piece lid, these have been fantastic. They have worked for over 100 years, and they screw on, and they're inexpensive. You can get them in almost any grocery store. The only thing is with those is when you unscrew them, sometimes you have to pry that lid off, and it can be just a little irritating. I prefer the single piece lids that have the safety white food liner in them, and you can get these off Amazon. You can get them in some grocery stores, but you can get them brought right to your door on Amazon. Today we're only going to use 2 cups, and I say, well, Wheeler, why didn't you just fill that all the way up? Well, let's say this. Let's be a little conservative, because some of these spices, a little bit goes a long way, and if we mess up, well, we've only messed up on 2 cups. We're not messing up like half a bottle, or a whole bottle. Okay, so if we get this down to where we like it, and you'll know this in just a few days, and I'll cover that in a minute. But if you like this, then all you have to do is just scale up the recipe, and then you've got something you can call your own and be proud of and share with your friends. All right, so today we're going to add in a little bit of cinnamon. We're using Badia today. This is not an endorsed product. We like the Badia brand because it's gluten-free, and Bootleg Mini has to be sensitive about gluten, so we use gluten-free products. So we're going to start off with 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Put that in there. Now, coriander goes a long way, so this will help you get that baking spice taste that you might be looking for. So we're only going to use just 1/4 teaspoon of that. Now, if you're a fan of allspice dram, okay, you might take just 1/4 teaspoon of just ground allspice and put that in the mix. We're going to go a little more Florida-centric on today. And since we're heading into the fall, some of these baking spices might be very popular around the Thanksgiving table. Wink, wink. Okay, so we're going to add in also 1/4 teaspoon of clove. And oh, by the way, if you've happened to see our video, if you haven't seen it already, go ahead and take a a few minutes after this video and see possibly the world's best moonshine apple pie on this channel. And I'm so proud to say that it's been so popular, we've had over 11,000 views on that one video alone. All right, next we're going to add in some coffee beans, okay? Now we're just going to let these seep. Now we will filter this out a little later. So I'm just going to take just a handful of coffee beans because I don't want it overpowering, but I want a little bit of that dark coffee flavor. Now, you could brew some coffee and put it in there, but actually I don't recommend that, and I'll tell you why, because it will darken it. We can filter out a lot of the particle matter in this afterwards, but if you pour a liquid into it, it's a liquid, okay? I don't think I need to go much further than that. All right, and last today, we're going to add in a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Put that right in there. Now, you say, Bourbon Bill, what if I really wanted something that's more banana forward like the good old plantation or blue chair? Well, you can. You can take pineapple slices, or you can mash them up. You can run them through the blender, but don't liquefy it for the reasons I've already stated. But you could put thin banana slices in there and let it steep for a while, and you will get that banana flavor coming on the back side of it, and you can filter that out. So it'll be a little darker, but it won't be chunky. Okay, so that's the day. Now today I mentioned that we were going to do a Florida version of some of the rum concoctions that are out there. So what I have done is I have taken an orange and peeled it. You see, I like a lot of orange. So we'll put that in there. Now, if you don't have orange, I would be greatly surprised because they're found year-round in almost any grocery store. You could use orange bitters, but I have to warn you about that. That's one of those that you're going to have to just do a dash or two and swirl it around and taste, and because bitters can really overpower it really quick and in a hurry. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and just give this a good tight lid here and give it a good shake. Now, at this point, go ahead and stick this in the fridge for about 3 days. And then it would be a good time for the orange peel to kind of release those natural orange oils. You'll get a better sense of the flavor. Yeah, I could taste it right now, but it's like doing limoncello. And we actually have a video on that one as well, how to make your own limoncello. But actually letting it steep and sit for 3 days to a week, you'll get a much more balanced orange taste out of the peel. Now when you're peeling it, you don't want to get too much of the white part, or what's called the pip. Just go ahead and put that in. So this is a great way to make your own flavor profile. And check out our other videos on this. But before I let you go, I want to share one thing that we're so proud of. We have launched Tiki magazine, and if you're a tiki enthusiast like I am, you are going to love this magazine. It's not a digital download. It is a high gloss, tangible magazine full of articles, and we have some useful information, and we put in recipes and cocktail recipes. We think you'll really enjoy it. I'll have the link right here. Go to www.wikitikimag.com. You can get single issues, or go ahead and subscribe. I have to say, our first issue sold out completely in 3 weeks, and this is our July-August issue, and we're already getting low on reserves there as well. So go ahead and get your copy while you can. This is Bourbon Bill with Bourbon Bill's Pirate Bar. We hope you found this entertaining, informative, and do me a favor, let me know how your flavor profile came out and tell me what you did to make yours special. And oh, by the way, put your city and state in there, or country where you're viewing this from. I am so honored that we've been viewed now in 57 countries. So put that down there. We're compiling a big map. We'll get it here on the show one of these days, show you where everybody's watching us from. So that's it for today. This is Bourbon Bill with Bourbon Bill's Pirate Bar, and cheers.